I am Dr. Trevor Anthony Woollery. Please call me Trevor. I possess a PhD in applied economics from the University of Florida. I help people increase their purchasing power by exposing them to the concept of leverage and showing them how to use leverage to cut their household's monthly living costs and therefore afford more and save more of what they earn. You're here for one of three reasons. Someone suggested you view this video, or you saw an advertisement and followed its directions, or you just happened to visit this video or the leverageseminar.com website. Regardless of what brought you here, what you are about to learn will be the most important lesson in changing how you acquire the things that cost you most so you can save more of what you earn. You will also establish as a basic life principle the goal of keeping most of what you earn. Understanding leverage represents your first step in achieving that money goal. So, what is leverage? In order to understand leverage, you must become aware of the core instrument in applying leverage, the lever. A lever is a tool created for moving something in order to achieve a clear outcome or goal. In this classic demonstration of leverage, you can see a man successfully moving a huge rock with the aid of a lever, a long rod in this case, and the aid of a support mechanism called a fulcrum. These two things, the lever and fulcrum, enable him to successfully move the rock aside so he can achieve his goal. So, leverage requires 5 things. The fulcrum, a support system about which the lever can be turned. The lever, a shifting tool that moves your constraint. The rock, a constraint, the thing that blocks achievement of your goal. The goal, a reward, the thing you most desire. And applied force, which is your effort. Without effort, you cannot move constraints. Leverage requires all 5 of these things to work. Ask this gentleman, he'll tell you. So, let's now define leverage. For our purposes, leverage is defined as the strategic use of economic tools to shift big monthly expenses from household budgets so leftover incomes increase to fund life goals and dreams. So, simply stated, your efforts should focus on using support systems and levers to eliminate expenses in order to increase leftover incomes to fund your life goals and dreams. The rock, or constraint, is big monthly budget expenses. The goal, or ultimate reward, is to free monthly income to fund life goals and dreams. Let's paint a picture of the typical transaction in the marketplace in order to show why leverage is important to you and your household. Here you are with your wallet. Income is represented by the black I. Expense is represented by the red E, and what's left over at the end of the month after budgeting for all your expenses is represented by the small dollar symbol. And you see a merchant on the other side from whom you are considering a purchase. You actively build a relationship with a merchant before making a buying decision. You finally decide, after enough research, that you want what the merchant has to offer. The merchant says, "Sure, I'll give it to you, but first you must bleed some money to me." You do so, painfully, and the merchant delivers the goods and services you desired. That's it. That describes the transaction cycle in the marketplace. You got what you wanted, but are now left poorer as a result of your purchase, because you had to pay the entire expense. What things do we purchase throughout the year that exert tremendous pressure on tight monthly budgets? Education, healthcare, childcare, car-related expenses, vacations, entertainment, weddings, personal care such as hair, gym, and beauty services, home maintenance and repairs, and professional services like legal and financial advice. These purchases must be made. Shouldn't we find a way to use or consume them without paying full price, if any? Is it possible to use leverage to shift these expenses away from our monthly budgets, but still consume the goods and services and save more of our money, just like the man used leverage to move the rock aside to achieve his goal? Sure, if access to a support system and lever enabled you to effectively shift away and eliminate the burdens of big ticket expenses from your tight monthly budgets. Such a system would sit between you and the merchant. For the price of access to the system, you could use leverage to focus your efforts on shifting away the cost of the pricey items from your monthly budgets, relieving financial pressures without sacrificing the use and consumption of products and services you have come to rely on and value most. The result would be that you saved more and lived a better life because you successfully pushed aside or eliminated expenses that previously challenged your monthly budgets. What do you prefer? The scenario where you consistently took on the full burden of paying for the things you want, delaying the funding of your goals and dreams because you can't save enough after paying all your household's monthly expenses? Or the scenario where you learn how to access a system and use leverage to cut the cost of acquiring the goods and services you value to the price of access so you could save more of what you earn and confidently fund your goals and dreams, living a better life? I know what makes sense to me. What about you? Do you now understand why leverage is essential to keeping more of what you earn without sacrificing the things that cost you most? To get the financial relief your household desires and deserves, learn how to apply leverage to lower the cost of things you value most. Call the person who sent you to view the leverage video, this video. He or she will tell you how to move to step 2. If no one sent you here, go to theleverageseminar.com and fill out the form to reserve a spot in the next webinar that teaches how to apply leverage. Or, if you prefer the human touch, call 678-978-3702 to speak to a live operator. You could hear from me. Leverage can and should start to work for you and your household. Totally eliminate the burdens of big monthly living expenses using leverage. Call the person who sent you to view the leverage video. Visit theleverageseminar.com and reserve a seat at the next webinar, or call 678-978-3702 to speak to a live operator. Again, you could hear from me. I look forward to partnering with you to put leverage to work in your life so you and your family can live better and save more of what you earn.